I've just been to the Digital Marketers Down Under conference for the first day. I'm on the Gold Coast at the moment, and I just thought it might be a good idea to share with you some of the key messages that I learned today. I can't wait to share them with my students and also with the organisations that I work with on the Sunshine Coast. So this is what I found out. I went to the first session with Ryan Dice, who is one of the CEOs or founders of Digital Marketer over from America, and he said some really interesting things, mainly talking about things like automation and chatbots, and that the way that social media and digital marketing is heading. But what I really liked about it is that he wasn't all for making things faceless or completely automated that people aren't involved. So there's been a lot of news reports and media reports saying that artificial intelligence and automation is going to take over so many different professions, but he reassured all the marketers in the audience that it's not going to take over all of our roles. So basically, with what he was saying is things like chatbots, where people get onto Messenger and they start a conversation with a brand or an organisation, and they're actually talking to a chatbot. That instead, really, what's going to happen is there's going to be a point where the conversation then needs to lead on to a real person, because essentially a chatbot's not going to be able to fulfil all the needs of a customer, but they're there to sort of begin the conversation, but they won't continue the conversation. The other thing that Ryan talked about too was the importance of community, and that it's not about building. I guess it's about building brand equity, but it's doing that through building a community and facilitating a community on your channels, and by doing that, by creating a space where like-minded people can get together and celebrate your organisation, or your organisation helps them to fulfil a particular need or dream or motivation for them. In the end, that's going to work in your organisation's favour, because they will be evangelists for you and they will promote you without you having to do anything. He was saying that Digital Marketer is a very well-known brand internationally, and what he was saying is that in the beginning, their actual marketing spend now is much less than what it used to be, and it's because he's managed to build a really strong community around the brand, and it's the community who are actually continuing to promote what his organisation actually does without him having to spend so much, because people are really supportive of what they're doing. The other session I went to was Chandler Bolt, and his session was called Zero to Published in 90 Days, and it was actually a very inspirational presentation, because he really broke down how easy it is to write a book. Because I'm from an academic background where a book is normally around 80,000 words. It's long, it's detailed, it has a lot of referencing. I mean, looking back at my PhD thesis, there were 350 references in that, with 35 pages of referencing, and mine was kind of on the lean side. So for him to say, basically looking at an area of your expertise and breaking it down and writing something, because he was saying a book is really, on Amazon, the average book is between 14,000 and 40,000 words, which isn't a lot. Really, like, it sounds like a lot if you're not used to writing at that level, but I mean, really, like, that, something like that could be really churned out very quickly, particularly if you know that particular subject area, and it can actually, you can put it on Amazon and actually have an income stream coming in. And he broke it down. It seemed very, very simple. I found that very inspirational, and it's something that I think I'm considering. I'm waiting to hear back now, actually, on a book proposal on a social media book, and so I'm thinking, if that doesn't come off, I might just write it anyway and get it out there. So that was a really good talk. And finally, the last session I saw today, I only went to 3 today. it was about crafting conversation and using email marketing to convert, which was very interesting too, and went through the steps of how to use different emails to do that. I don't know, some of the suggestions, I'm sure they are effective, but I don't know if, I wouldn't call them aggressive, but I don't know. It was, I can see those techniques in my inbox, and I have to say it hasn't actually made me convert. Sometimes I sign up for things that I think I want, and then I don't follow through, and then I just keep getting these emails and emails and emails, and they actually get a bit annoying. So I think there was some actually really good advice in there, and I could see how it could work with a lot of people. But personally, for me, you know, although he did say, Sonia, I'm sorry, Richard Lindner said in this session that, you know, you only do it between 3 and 5 emails, so that's not too many. I would be happy to stick with 3. I hate annoying people with email, so I don't know. Maybe I just don't have the motivation for email marketing, but some really good tips on things like how to write really catchy and effective subject lines, which is always good. I mean, the main thing you want when you send someone an email is for them to open it, and it's really the subject line that gets them to do that. So that was, I got a lot from that. But overall, from those 3 sessions that I got, it was really about, you know, putting the customer first, trying to, one thing that Brian I said was about making them the hero in their story, and remember that as a marketer, you're just their guide. So you need to listen and work out what it is that they need, and then help them to get that. So not being pushy, but actually trying to solve their problem for them, which is a key to marketing. The other thing is conversations are important, and they need to happen. So we should be trying to cultivate conversations, not trying to avoid them. So having websites where there isn't any email or phone number or things like that is sort of suppressing that conversation. Just relying on a chatbot without trying to get that, you know, get it to a point where a real person steps in and talks to them is a missed opportunity. So conversations are powerful, and it's not, you know, conversations that go for the hard sell and try and push people to buy things. It's more like asking them about themselves and what it is that they need, and then again trying to solve that problem. And then thirdly, like I said before, community. It's community. People want to interact with and converse with people who have the same interests as them, and being able to actually create a space online for that is a really powerful thing, and people actually really appreciate it when you do it. So they're really the 3 key things that came out of today for me. So I'm here on the Gold Coast going to this conference, and I will go all day tomorrow. I didn't go all day today because I had to do an interview with an amazing transmedia storytelling expert this afternoon, and so I went out and had a walk in the sunshine. But I'll be there all day tomorrow, and I'll share my findings then as well. I might even write a little blog post at the end of it too, just to share them too. So thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll zoom in again tomorrow.